All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be slowly getting into our grand. All right, folks. Welcome one, welcome all. We're going to be back for some more Rocket League action here at NDSU. All right, folks. We are back for the second round tonight, folks. Welcome on. Rocket. We are back. We are officially back. We got some more week games for Rocket League. It's been a very Div A game and then a Div B. But we are finally here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever stream of Dakota Collegiate Rocket League. It has been a long time coming. An ungodly amount of work has been put into this. We have been working our butts off, but it is finally coming to fruition. The draft is official. We are ready. We are here, and I cannot just emphasize how excited I am to finally get this thing up and running. I am going to be your host tonight. All right, folks. Welcome one and welcome all. My name is Alex Kotula. I'm currently the president of the NDSU Rocket League Club and founder of Dakota Collegiate Rocket League. Bro, that was clean as f. My in-game name came from, actually it was a nickname back in high school. Last name's Kotula. I got called Ktool by pretty much all of my friends. And then basically a lot of like my social media handles, same thing, just Ktool. And then Rocket League Dan was like, oh, well, nickname, that's easy, Ktool. It's not a fancy way, I know. Some people have some crazy backstories, but just a nickname in high school that stuck. Ooh, introduction to video games in general. That's a great one. I've pretty much been playing video games my whole life. I remember very distinctly back in like daycare. You know, I got like three or 4 years. My first video game memory ever was Donkey Kong Country Returns, like OG on the SNES. And I remember there was this kid Leo who took the controller from me, and I called him a poopy head, and he ran away crying, and I took the controller and I just kept playing. So Donkey Kong Country Returns. That was my first video game experience ever. Leo, I'm sorry, but you're still a poopy head. Started, playing video games on my computer. I pretty much played games growing up my whole life, like flash games, like addicting games, mini clip games. Like I grew up on all those games. So I've been a gamer my whole life. When did I start playing Rocket League? So I started playing Rocket League back in 2016. My younger brother, Adam, had it on his Steam account. And I saw what it was. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. He's like, oh yeah, do you want to try playing with me? We did like the split screen stuff. And then there was a couple times where I was like, hey, can I try playing by myself? And so he showed me how to do it. And then it was like, I would bug the crap out of him. Hey, can I go play Rocket League? Can I go play Rocket League? And he kind of had stopped playing it, but I kept bugging him because, again, it's his Steam account. Can I go play? Can I go play? And it got to the point where he just literally said, okay, I don't care. Just give me $20 and the account's yours. I think he had like 4 games on it, which if anyone doesn't know, that's about as many games as are currently on it right now because I don't, play anything else besides Rocket League. But so I bought his Steam account for $20 back in 2016 and have played on it ever since. So technically, like the login info is still my brother's back then. I fell like in love with Rocket League because I started in season 4, which is right after the rank like reset and distribution thing. First season, I ended up going onto a random stream, and it was RLCS. And it was the Muffin Men taking on Gale Force in DreamHack Montreal. It was like the biggest upset at the time in Rocket League history. And I saw it, and I immediately fell in love with Squishy, Torment, and Gimmick of the Muffin Men. I'm just like, oh my god, this is the coolest thing ever. I want to be like Squishy. And I hopped on the game, and I forgot I was dog shit. And but no, that is kind of the moment that sparked me of just like, oh my god, this is what Rocket League could be. Biggest strength is probably calming and off the ball movement as far as like disrupting. Obviously going for demos. I was known for that for a very long time, but leadership in game and talking. Believe it or not, I talk a lot. Who would've thought? Weakness is mechanics. I suck at mechanics. Dude, for my rank, I am ass at mechanics, which everyone knows that. My breaking point in competitive play, believe it or not, was when I got a PC. So I played on a Panasonic Toughbook, which I got 8 to 10 frames, like total. I got 8 to 10 frames, and I was hard stuck champ 2. I could not get out of it. I'd been playing for a long time, and I couldn't get past it. And I built a PC, and it was within like 3 weeks. I went from champ 2 to GC, just like that. And I 100% attribute it to I can see. Oh, how many hours have I played? Like 7, 8 total, I think 8 total. No, it's I'm just over 5,000 hours into this stupid game, which we all love and hate at the same time. My family, did they support my gaming addiction? Well, at first it wasn't an addiction necessarily, because like especially with school, you know, playing school, I'm in sports, you know, 24/7. Even now, you know, I've played sports my whole life, including in college. It was definitely, it's no surprise when the grades started to go down, but my MMR went up. So, you know, gotta go back and forth, a little ebb and flow there. But yeah, once the grades started tanking, they're like, okay, you gotta chill on this. But then I obviously turned it around, and they're like, okay, Rocket League is cool, video games are cool. Wait, what do you mean? What the hell? You started a tournament? What is a LAN? What do you mean you made a LAN? It's like, oh yeah, you're coming, right, Mom and Dad? Like, sure. But what is a LAN again? So no, they've definitely kind of turned around. They've always, like I said, they've always supported video gaming. It was when the grades went down that they were more against it. But now that things have switched and they've seen what I've done and they've been able to experience in person, like what I've helped create, they've really changed their minds. Do I have any other games I'd like to play? Take a guess the combined hours played total of every other game in my Steam library besides Rocket League. Combined total hours. It's about 130. Now, when it comes to like the Switch, I have a fuck ton of hours into Mario Kart, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, pretty much any Mario game. Yeah, Mario Party, just like I've played a lot of stuff on the Switch, but PC, it's all Rocket League. Yeah, biggest for me is soccer and skiing. I've played soccer my entire life, including for NDSU. Skied my whole life. Ended up actually racing all of middle school as well as high school, and then actually coached the racing team at Detroit Mountain for 3 years. That's pretty much, as far as like the main sports I do, that's my main hobbies. We've been getting into pickleball a lot lately. Actually, I was gonna say one other big thing, which I don't know how I didn't think of, is water skiing. You know, my family in the entire summer is spending just about every other day on the lake water skiing, getting up at 5 a.m. on the water at 5:30. You're off the water by 6:30. You're home by 7. Quick shower, eat, get to work by 8. We're trying to do that, like I said, 2 to 3 days a week usually. But yeah, being on the water is a huge part of my family. Anytime we're gonna go jet skiing, water skiing, you know, tubing, wakeboarding, wake surfing, any of that. And then yeah, usually in the winter, my family owns a place out west, and we go there usually 2 or 3 times in the winter. We're trying to ski just all over as many times as possible because Minnesota skiing is fun. However, when it takes me 16 seconds to get down the hill at Highland, because that's what our races were back in high school, it's kind of nice to go out west and have like a 5-minute run down the hill. All right, we have a puppers here who is mid nap currently. This is Holt. He is he our dog? Is he your dog? Is he my dog? Someone just woke up from a little nap. But yeah, Marie's been wanting Holt for her whole life basically, and I'm pretty sure you said, I don't care if we're together or not, I'm getting the damn dog. Yeah, we are talking about you. So, but school's been great. I'm so good at school. You get to college, you have freedom, and it's like, oh, it's time to sit in my dorm all night and do homework every night. Yeah, definitely that's what happened. But yeah, my freshman sophomore year was pretty much exploring like, this is what freedom in life is like. So grades tanked, but my endorphins were at an all-time high because I was having a blast. And then my third year hit, and I'm just like, oh, what do you mean I'm doing really, really, really bad in school? So the next couple of years, we're just kind of figuring out what the hell I want to do in my life. And then the couple of years after that has been, okay, do you want to stay in school? Get the grades back up. And that's basically what I've been doing is, like, I was convinced I was done in college. Like, I was going to drop out. I'm done. You know, life's over, blah, blah, blah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Marie. And got my shit together, got back on track, got my GPA up again, and now I'm set to graduate in 2 months, which, again, I never thought I'd actually do, to be honest, but here I am. Once I found my calling in life, then I changed to a BUS degree, which is a Bachelor of University Studies, which is, as I say, literally just, oh, you came to college, here's your participation trophy, now get out. So, but it's a degree. It's a piece of paper. I get my minor in business. I've got my job lined up pretty much when I graduate, so I'm all set. Favorite place to go eat? Ooh, that's a good one. Fast food, Jimmy John's and Chipotle. I swear to God, dude, I should have invested stock in them for as much money as I've given them in my college career. Jimmy John's specifically, I used to live in T-Lofts. My God, my roommate and I, we just walked the 100 yards almost every day. It was, yeah, no, we are one of the reasons that Beer House is still in business, but yeah. And then for restaurants, Crave is definitely up there. Go to Crave a lot. And then, honestly, I want to say Photo-licious. It's great. Great food. Favorite song / artist. Is the camera picking them up in the lefts and rights corners maybe? Rush, Led Zeppelin, and Dragon Force. Got to be those three. And I got to go Greta Van Fleet in there as well. So songs: Fool in the Rain, Led Zeppelin, Way to Dreams, Greta Van Fleet, Tom Sawyer, Rush, obviously, and then Dragon Force. Probably gonna go with. We're gonna go with Heroes of Our Time. Have I won any trophies? The first thing I ever won, I didn't get a trophy for this, but it was the first time I ever competed in anything for Rocket League, was during the summer. It was like the summer of 2019. NDSU was hosting a little like 1v1 tournament thing, and I ended up winning it. I remember I played Trey or Cool Cat Meow in the finals at like 10 a.m. on a work day because that was the only time I had. Ended up winning that, and besides that, I've won the weekly league NDSU did. I won that 3 times, and then we've gotten trophies for competing in CCL. As I look behind me, we've gotten 2nd place multiple times, 3rd place a couple times, got other trophies for some small things. DCRL, I technically have the trophy, so does that mean I won? It's in my possession. I'm just saying, like, same with the plaque. I have it in my possession, so I don't know if I want it, but it is with me, so that's all I'm saying. I found out about the Rocket League Club back in 2018. The club started in 2017, and I had been obviously playing a lot of Rocket League, and I was like, I wonder if anyone else at NDSU plays, which, like, there's got to be someone. So I, Googled NDSU Rocket League, and I found an article about the original president, Hunter. It had like his email, and so I ended up emailing him. It's like, hey, I'm interested in playing Rocket League. Like, how can I get involved? And his like exact response is, I'm plat, I'm really bad, but there's like a group of 6 of us that play a lot. We'll like add you to like the little Discord we have, and it blossomed from there. Ooh, okay. Can I? What have I done in total since I've been here? So I came in as a lonely little boy, not knowing what the hell is going on in life, and a Rocket League, and we did the CRL quals. I want to say I was with like Smegalodon and Trey. I cannot, maybe it was Smegalodon and Instinct. I cannot remember because this is a long time ago, because my old brain state, I can't remember shit. But we started a little NDSU league, which started out, I think there was 8 of us, and I ended up teaming with Silk for the 2s, and then it was Silk and Saitama, one of the OG names, and my team actually ended up winning the first inaugural 3s and 2 season. For 2s, I think we had 6 teams total, or like 4 teams total, and 3s again we had like 3 or 4 teams total, but I got the dub. It's the one and only ever time I won in 2s, and then we had another season after that in 3s, which I won as well, and those are the 3 wins I ever have had in the NDSU League, as well as DCRL until this semester. It's a promise. And then as the years progressed, it actually got up to about 45 players or 44 players, I think it was. We did it. Our last one was a twos league. And it basically had gotten to the point we had grown. We started doing smaller events like little watch parties, little get-togethers. Maybe we'd go like bowling, we'd go out to eat together, just kind of trying to grow the community. And then it was actually that we went to the first LAN in USD where I'd met a lot of the other colleges and was asking them like, hey, like, what do you guys do? Do you do like other small tournaments like us? And they're like, what are you talking about? We have like 3 or 4 players like in the club total. I'm like, we have like just under 50 players, and everyone's like blown away by this because it's unheard of, honestly, in the area, especially in the Dakotas. And so we started talking to them, and they're just like, well, can we join your league? And you know, long story short, that's how Dakota Collegiate Rocket League came, which is kind of the, you know, the bread and butter of what we've done the last year here in the club, is getting it going. And then after Dakota Collegiate Rocket League took off, we put our focus back into the actual NDSU Rocket League Club, which is now we have varsity, JV, and green and gold, or C team and D team. We're now competing in 3 or 4 different tournaments pretty much for every single team. And now we're one of the biggest esports on campus, competing in the most and being one of the most successful. It's definitely odd to see how much it's grown. And then the other clubs, Overwatch apparently used to be a thing way back when and kind of died. I ended up reaching out to them and helping them get that going. And then Valorant, again, worked with them to get that going. Even Minecraft Club, trying to work with them to get that going. Chess Club, worked with them to get that one. CSGO, worked with them to get that one going. Before Joe, our esports coordinator, came, I was basically running esports for 2 years, which is crazy to have a student do that. Hoping to get some back pay, NDSU, you know, you got my email. But but no, I mean, obviously there's been so many other students helping a ton, but I was weirdly the one in charge. Like every other college I would talk to, they would work with me to plan stuff. They'd be like, hey, who's like your Val guys? I'd, you know, point in that direction. Hey, we want to make this tournament with this like type of team. Yep, talk to these guys, work with us. I was just the networking guy. And then we hired our esports coordinator, Joe, which was huge and super thankful. But Joe hadn't been an esports coordinator before, and NDCU has never hired an esports coordinator before. So I actually had to work with Paul and Joe to basically develop what an esports coordinator should do. And I'm not an esports coordinator, and I've never worked with one. So again, going back to we're just gonna wing it and see what happens, because I don't know what I'm doing, but it's working out. And now at this point, we're at 7 titles, looking to have 8 or 9 by pretty much the end of this school year. And I'm leaving, which is great, but I've now built it up to a point, and obviously had so much help along the way, but built it to a point that I think it now is sustainable. Because 2 years ago, I don't think it was. I genuinely do not think that if I left or didn't put in the work, I don't think esports would be nearly where it is today. Kind of jumping down the line, once, you know, I helped grow the little like weekly league that NDSU did, you know, we got bigger and bigger and bigger. I started to become close with Paul Rolstead, who was actually in charge of the Memorial Union. And he and I started talking esports. And he's just like, oh yeah, we have an esports lab. I'm like, what? Oh, time out. The hell do you mean we have an esports lab? We've been here for 2 years. This has never been mentioned. He's like, oh yeah, you didn't know that? I'm like, nobody knew that. It's like, oh yeah, we have an esports lab. It's never used. I'm like, yeah, no shit, because no one knows about it. We go down there. He's like, oh yeah, we had a bunch of plans to renovate this, but COVID happened. And so we now are stuck in limbo where we can't really use this space because it's just a really poorly designed space for esports, but we have nowhere else to put anything. We don't have anything else to do. And so Paul and I worked together for a long time to come up with basically a plan for a new esports lab. And after ungodly amount of hours, pretty much preparing documents and going over slideshows, PowerPoints, presenting all sorts of stuff, we presented to student government and asked for a $500,000 grant to build a new esports lab. We had to convince the whole of NDSU to spend $500,000 on esports, which A, they don't know what esports is at the time, and B, that is 7 times more money than anyone has ever gotten from student government. Ever. So it's a very big ask. But after weeks of going back and forth, and like I said, multiple presentations, they voted on it, and it passed with flying colors. It was like 36-7, something like that, like in favor of we wanted to build it. And we were, elated at the time. And that was a long time ago. And unfortunately, COVID happens, red tape happens, construction time, inflation, all that stuff. And then we eventually finally went to Lad Hall, which used to be an old chemistry building. And basically, Paul and I talked, we kind of laid out the plans of how we wanted to do it. And he's like, yes, this is where we're going to do it. We have saved the space. It's official. This is where it's going to be. Oh, favorite memory in the last 5 years of being in this club. First of all, 5 years, that's sad. I know I'm supposed to be gone by now, but I would have to say one of my top favorites. I think I have two for sure. One of them is my first LAN ever, which was at USD, and I competed with Greek Avenger, Heat Assassin, and Trey. We ended up getting second place, but that's where we had first met a lot of the guys. We met the guys from USD. We met the guys from Mines, who are now some of our best friends in the community. Got our asses handed to us by UNL in the finals as they went undefeated the entire season. But that was the first time, just meeting everyone. And it was really, really special to, make some of the amazing friends that I have to this day. And then probably my favorite of all time is going to Worlds. Going to the World Championship in Texas last year. There were 6 of us. It was myself, Ranny, Silk, Jivo or CRJ Pumpkin, Zarch, and Trey. We made the trip down to Texas, stayed down there for like a week and a half or 2 weeks, whatever it was. First time World Championship, being in that venue was special. And there's a there's a vlog if you guys want to go check it out. It is hands down Dakota Collegiate Rocket League, and you are about as well aware as anyone else, probably more so, of what it has taken for me to get it to where it is. The ungodly amount of hours spent neglecting homework, unfortunately neglecting you, as you sat by my side through this crazy ass journey, which is still currently happening. This is obviously my last semester, but the amount of work that it's taken to reach out to the other clubs, the other directors, just managing everything. It really is hard to put into words, honestly. It's one of those things that I never thought, that I'd ever do it, because what the hell do I know about making a league, a tournament, getting hundreds of students together, all these coordinators, literally bringing the Dakotas together and joining forces on this stupid Rocket League tournament. Like, having everyone meet all these people and, actually making a tournament is my magnum opus, and it's one of those things that I never thought would be possible. Yeah, no, Dakota Collegiate Rocket League is definitely my crowning achievement on something that I never thought would be possible. I mean, I came into college not knowing what esports was. And I was under the impression, once I'd heard of esports, I'm like, okay, that's stupid though. It's not a sport. It's not real. You're just playing video games. It's stupid. It's crazy. It's changed my life. I mean, I've gotten legitimate job opportunities offered to me because of my work doing this in esports. I mean, I've run multiple tournaments, obviously for Dakota Collegiate Rocket League, but now I'm getting asked to run other tournaments outside of that because of the success of DCRL. And for me to go to someone who doesn't understand what esports is to now having job offers in esports, it's mind-blowing to me, just the difference it's made. It's so tough because, I mean, I could sit here and talk for, like I said, 2 or 3 hours about what it has taken for DCRL, and people will never know. I can talk. We can make this video 5 hours. It is impossible for people to know what it took. The late nights, the grinding out the stream stats, the grinding out the overlays. It's just been figuring out on the fly, reaching out to Google, because I don't have anyone else to reach out to, unfortunately, at the time. And just winging it. I mean, my entire motto has literally been wing it. And as you've heard me say, if I don't know how to do it, fuck it, I'll figure it out. If someone from NDSU, they don't know the answer, I'll do it myself. And that has kind of been how I've gotten as successful as I've been, is, oh, no one has done this before, I'm just gonna wing it and maybe ask for forgiveness afterwards. It took a lot of self-sacrifice. That's an understatement if I've ever seen one. Was it worth it? It'd be kind of sad if I said no. First of all, doing everything I've done, was it worth it? No, No, it wasn't. Yeah, no, it wasn't worth it. I hate all of you guys. I'm only doing this because I get paid. It's absolutely worth it. I mean, like when honestly, one of my best feelings I've ever had is at LAN, the very first time ever at LAN, meeting some of the people that, you know, I've played with online for literal years at that point, and meeting them for the very first time in person, and then just having these groups of people all just like, they started making little niches in like corners or just sitting together, and they'd all say, hey, let's go get food together. And there's just like 15 of them that would go. They had never met each other until like, you know, 2 hours ago at that point. And to this day, having just those friend groups and having everyone be so connected, and that we can then ask people for help, whether it be just for homework, for life, for Rocket League, like, can we do VOD reviews? Can you help stream? Can you help cast? Can you help with literally anything? It's absolutely worth it. And it does suck, the sacrifice it took, because people won't see it and they'll never know what it took, but it's so worth it. And I think one of the biggest things is I'm naturally one of those people who will sacrifice his life for anyone. And it's first of all, that's the reason I'm here still. Like that is one of the reasons I'm still in college, is sacrifice myself and my well-being to help someone else, whether it be the smallest, stupidest thing, or, you know, helping someone with their project over mine. Yeah, sure, I'll drop it. Absolutely. I'll drop anything I'm possibly doing to go help you. And it tanked my college career. Like, bro, this is year 8 for me. Obviously, you know, I took time off here and there, but it's like, I could have been done in 4 years. And then what would have happened? Esports might not exist. You know, I hope obviously it would have continued and stuff and eventually got there, but was it worth it? Yes. But it's also crazy because, and I'm gonna look at you, because if I didn't have you by my side, it would, and again, it sounds cheesy, I think it would be different. Because first of all, what you've watched me do, the amount of nights where you're just like, oh, can we hang out? No, I gotta stream. No, I gotta work on stat stuff. No, I gotta work on stream stuff. I gotta work on DCR. That was basically the entire fall of 2022, was just, you don't exist. It's only Rocket League. And that sucked, because that put our entire relationship on the line. I never, ever thought I'd actually get here. I was so convinced years ago, and honestly, like a year ago, that I wouldn't make it. That I'm just coasting somehow with all this esports stuff. I was convinced that this is it. Whether this goes well or not, I am going all in and basically sacrificing my college career for this. Which is not a good idea. Don't recommend it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. But it goes back to, I want to try. I want to see if I can make this esports thing work. And going back to the whole question, is it worth it? God, I fucking hope so. Because I have spent so much time and money and effort, and I'm tired. What's gonna happen with DCRL once I graduate? We did literally just talk about this last night. Yeah, we just talked about this last night. This is the 100th time I've heard this question, and it'll be the 99th time I've now answered, basically. But I have 3 options. And it's actually kind of cool that I have 3 options, because I've never been in this situation before. Technically, I could just be like, kill it, dead, bye, gone. Obviously, I'm not going to do that, because that would be moronic. But I technically could, which would be stupid. But the other option is, of the 2, which are obviously going to happen, is I graduate, I stay in charge, I keep running everything, or I graduate, kind of slowly wean off, you know, the committee starts to take over and just pass it on as a whole to the Dakotas. Basically, no one necessarily would own it. It's just a group project and a group effort, which is what most likely is going to happen. It'll probably take a while to wean off of it for a bit, because it is like an addiction, dude. Well, and I'm too much of a perfectionist when it comes to this stuff. And so it's like, if someone like, oh, we need to do this, and I see there's a mistake, I'm not just gonna sit there and ignore it, because believe it or not, I like to tell people what to do, and I'm a little extroverted, and I want to make sure everything is absolutely perfect. And if it can be perfect, I will try my damnedest to make it perfect. Yeah, I have put in too much time and effort to just let it go. I'm sure it's gonna be a struggle. That is gonna be a very difficult thing. It's not even this like DCRL, but esports in general. I mean, you better than just about, I'd say better than anyone knows how much I've done for NDSU Esports. It's an addiction. That's fucking weird. It's an addiction. That's messing with me. Esports is an addiction. Not even playing esports, but like helping esports, fixing esports. Any club has a question about anything. Anyone has any question. Any school has any question. If I know the answer, I want to give it to you. I want to help. I want to fix it. I want to build it. What am I gonna miss most when I graduate is I'm gonna have to say, yeah, it's the people. I mean, it's so tough because so many new faces come and go, because I've obviously been around as long as I have been, and a lot of like basically for the first 2 years of my time at the club, every one of those people is gone. They've all graduated. They've all gone on to, different parts of their life. And I've been the only one who's stayed here. And it's weird to see the new faces, come in every single time. And it's like, I'm not going to have that anymore. There is no more competing. There's no more LAN events. There's no more weekly, Denny's runs. There's no more esports lab. There's no more just helping with stuff. There's no more just hopping on calls from midnight to 3 a.m. playing Rocket League with people. There's none of that. That has been such a part of my life for the last 3, 4, 5, 6 years. And it's gone. I mean, it legitimately, it's gone just like that. And that's something that I don't think I've even come to terms with, because it's weird. Like, it's weird to think about, but I have 2 months and then my life changes more than it'll ever change pretty much in my life as far as friends. It sucks, but unless I make my way to LANs, I'm probably not going to see just about anyone ever again. Ever. Everyone is dead. No, I'm kidding. but no, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to make my way to LANs, because yeah, I'm gonna miss seeing everyone. It's weird to not be competing on varsity, to not have practice, 2 or 3 nights a week, to not doing the replay view, to not be doing as much streaming and casting. I hope I can do some of it, but to not be a part of the community that I've helped build for the last 6 years is depressing. It's depressing, dude. If I had to fight one person in the club, and why? Ooh. You know what? I just lost to Greek Avenger last night. His little ass sends me a screenshot. Oh, 2 hours past 2, bud. Get fucked. So Greek, I'm coming for your ass, bud. All right? You thought we were going to go out west ever again? Nah. Offers taken back. Sorry, bud. You knew what you were going into.